Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Today we are going to discuss about Evergreen Job Requisitions. This Evergreen Job Requisitions are normally, I would say I'll explain you in the real-time scenario a few things, then we'll go to subject. See what happens in Evergreen Job Requisitions in real time. We will use around 40 or 30, between 30 to 40 Evergreen Requisitions. Other than that, we will not use actually in the real time. And these evergreen job requisitions are like they want to hire, maybe for a long term. Let's say they want to keep a pool of resources in these evergreen job requisitions. For example, we create evergreen requisitions over there. We keep some, 100, 500, 1000 of candidates over there, as in when we require, we can just, pull those candidates to normal. We can send them to normal job requisitions and we can hire the candidates. You might be wondering why we have to send these candidates from evergreen requisitions to standard requisitions. I'll tell you the story actually. You know what happens actually in the evergreen requisitions. See, 3 things I want to tell. When you're creating evergreen requisitions first, very much important thing, they might ask you in interviews also, you cannot move a candidate beyond the opposite. I'll tell you the example. See, when we, write in the job application sub-stages, like once a candidate applies through, external career sites, candidate will be coming into the review stage, right? Am I right? You want me to show that the real time? No, I am aware of this. I am aware of it. That's great. I understand because you are able to correlate, because I was also noticing your things, the positive things. Probably, you'll understand much better what I feel. When we send these candidates, we can send from review stage, screening stage, assessment, interview, till the opposite. Please make this point. Anyway, I will explain you all these interview machines at the end moment also. Only to the opposite. We can send the candidate, not beyond the opposite. If you want to send the candidate to, beyond opposite, they are to move that candidate to standard job. That's the story behind this. If you want to send a candidate from your requisition to normal job requisitions, 2 things are important. Very, very important. One is, there should be a common job profile actually between this evergreen and normal job requisition. Let's assume that I'll show you in the real time. Just we'll talk theoretically. I create some job profile here. Let's say we already created for a Workday recruitment consultant, right? That day, right? You are able to relate all those things. The same job profile. Here again, we are going to link in this evergreen job requisition that it matches. Because we want to send the candidate to standard requisition, right? There should be a common job profile. And if you want to move a candidate from evergreen to standard requisition, you have to link that requisition. There is one more rule for this. Like when you're linking a normalcy in one evergreen job requisition, you can link multiple normal job requisitions. Do you understand the point? Suppose we create a one evergreen requisition Shatupala. In that you can link multiple normal job requisitions. And you can move the candidate. I'll show you in the real time. We have done that. Actually. That's really good. That's really good. That's probably easy. It's pretty easy for me. And in one normal job requisition, it will always link to one single evergreen requisition. Only one single. That's the story behind this. Actually, we are saying for one evergreen requisition, we can link n number of job requisitions. Then number of requisitions. When you link, then only you can move the candidate. Because in evergreen job requisitions, you cannot move the candidate beyond the offer. And number of requisitions. Suppose your candidate, you know if you want to make them to ready for hire, but in evergreen job requisition he went to offer stay. That's it. He'll be stopped. Then you have to send that candidate to standard job requisition. You have to send that job requisition. Normal means you have to link one job requisition in this evergreen job requisition. You understood the point, right? I'll show you in real time. We'll understand. We'll link it. Don't worry. We relate all those things slowly and we'll understand the concept. Once you understand, then only we'll go to next concept. That's my intention. And job profile should be common. Please make this point. When you are moving one candidate, there should be one common job profile between evergreen and normal job requisition. Yes, you cannot. These two things should be kept in mind. Interview for you. You got it. Why you cannot move a candidate to evergreen job requisition? They'll ask. You can explain all these stories. Sometimes they may ask. You can pull up some real time, which I explained you. Those things also you can add. In our company views, 30 to 40 normal job requisition. All those things you can tell. And that the interviewer see the interviewer mindset. You know we have to tell a few things that you know what we have done in real time. That you know we can put up some points and we will believe. I know you are going to put one out. It will actually cut. I mean, it's easy to cut. When people they put 3 plus or something, then a little more critical scenarios will come. That's what I feel. However, I'll explain to you that on the theoretical now. This evergreen job requisition, you know, like remains constantly open, like they need resources for a long time. They'll be keep on hiring. They just want to, create this and they want to continually source and track candidates by high turnover or high volume. That might be hard to keep positions as well. And we can maintain pool of skill candidates for this position that are difficult to. We can create a pool or we can maintain in this a lot of candidates will come, right? We can maintain that pool actually in this evergreen job requisition. However, we cannot send beyond the offer of a subsidy. We can maintain that pool. And we can experience the hiring process for seasonal or high volume positions. Sometimes, like we can hire more. Like I would say, high volume is 200, 300. And then let's say for us, actually they create high volume job requisitions. As I said earlier, also in the day 1 or day 2 session, this kind of, they'll pull this, they'll keep this pool maintained actually. And they'll keep it open actually. Like that, I'm here selling real-time scenarios. And we can source candidates for position when you don't have all the details yet. Suppose you will never know what is the location or still, you can maintain and based upon the candidate, once we are getting through, we can, later we can send the candidate to standard job requisitions. I have a quick question. But why you cannot move the candidate before the office, beyond the office stage in evergreens? I'll show you the real time because you will not get the option at all. That's it. Once evergreen job requisitions, you cannot move the candidate in that book. Question you asked actually. But however, only till offer, we can move the candidate. That's it. It will be like the candidate. It will be there. You cannot move. More than that. I would say like it's a default thing which you cannot. That's the settings. You know what they've done and I've never seen also. That's it. I would say simply, it is always standard that if you talk about our great requisitions, you cannot move the candidate beyond the offer requisition. That is when you will have to move him to the normal job requisition. Absolutely. That is the reason, right? We link standard requisition over there. If you want to hire a candidate, link the standard requisition. Move the candidate from evergreen to normal standard requisition. And one more thing. There should be a common job profile between the same evergreen, what we are creating, and what we are linking. Then only you can do. These two things have to be kept in mind. Then your process will go smoothly. And I will give you one small real-time scenario. Now, probably that's quite easy. When I joined a few things to the tenant and all they given some small scenarios that I'll give you. You can only do that actually. But at the end, moment 5, 6 scenarios which I'll give on a few things which you asked. Those I kept. But however, I don't want to show the screenshots because again, there are a lot of security issues in whatever things. I'll do one thing. I'll frame it in a Word document and I'll give it no issues. You can practice. And probably that if it helps at 10%, 5% also, I'll feel happy. That's what I do. Sure, that helps. See, there will be multiple job profiles also, right? When you have multiple job profiles, when you move to standard job requisition, you can select whatever the job profile you want. There you can select and move the candidate. That's what I do. And when it comes to the security, you can actually, go into domain security policies for functional area. There you will get this domain and all evergreen reporting link, evergreen and job requisition. You can just check these things. No need to remember anything, Shakuntala, because I never heard nobody's asking any, like what is the domain you use? Nothing. I never felt like those things. They will never ask actually. Might be they might ask what are the steps used in the business process for job requisition. They might ask that particular thing. Because a couple of interviews I'll see, they ask what are the steps we will use post job assigned roles, review job requisition, then edit compensation. That day you fixed right. I asked you to fix that step. That will come actually. Those things we can explain, Shakuntala. God, that is the theoretical concept. You can go through this, go to this domain, just see what happens, what you see. Because tomorrow, when you are actually cleaning the project, if it helps, that's great. Because it will help, actually what I feel. You just go to the domain and say recruitment, and then you can select the options that you want. There are a lot of, that subdomains work there, right? You can just go through and you can just check. If you want, I'll show you for a minute. Got it, Vishnu? It's the same thing, right? You go to the superset, you select it, and if you want to edit the security permissions, you just edit the permissions. Yes. Got. Like this and business process for security policies. What are the security group you want to include? There you can include business process security policy for functional area. You can select recruiting and business process. You can select everything. That includes what are the securities that I'll show you in the upcoming. It's 10 minutes actually. We need a one security group to populate. This is security. As I said, if you want to link evergreen recognition to job recognition, this concept will actually come. One evergreen is equal to multiple normal job recognition. And one normal job recognition will always be linked to a single evergreen recognition. We'll go to the concept now. First, I want to show you the video. I was just checking if there are any issues. This is what I've designed, almost similar to, I think. Similar, only I would say like for normal job requisition. Whatever the steps, I had almost similar. This is the business process that you have created for creating a job requisition. Absolutely correct. Almost similar. If you want, I can show it in a different page. Probably you'll understand. You are able to design those business processes right. If you are able to design it, then you will feel confident actually. That is where, right in this, tenant problem will come. I have tried to create a job description, but tell me. No, I will go back to my work. I will see. And then I'll ask the question again. I don't want to. No issue. Anytime you can ask me that. Normal job requisition. This is for review. Create job requisition. No more. Here the step is create position we had include. And because why we include create position? Because position is mandatory right here. And person will give approval for that position. But however, in standard, ever getting requisition position is not mandatory. Just around to show you the BP. Say to request requisition composition, assign roles, post job. The difference between this and that is create position will not be here for evergreen position. Because we don't create a position for this, default it will take. And that is also very much. I have a quick question. For when you're trying to select the staffing model, then you would not choose the position management. You would go for job management. You don't need to choose anything at all in this. I understand. In this, we don't need to choose. But if you are thinking from HCM perspective, already when whether it's position management or job management, at default, it will be there, right? It will go accordingly. However, position is not mandatory. And business process. It will trigger evergreen job requisition business process. Just I want to show this. Maybe you can review it. In case you face any challenges, I'll help you. No, it's just not. We are going to create evergreen requisitions. Today, I'm going to tell you one more thing. When you want to edit your normal job requisition, how you need to design that, I'll explain you those things in 5 to 10 minutes of session. I'll explain. That situation will come. I'll create that. Create evergreen requisitions. See Shakitala, it is asking just for supervisory organization. Not for anything. We'll take Skim's IT department. Its employee. There is some problem. I'm trying to. Even if it is spotlight job, because already in this server JIP requisition, these are like up to key positions or critical. You don't need to select or something. But however, if client says we can, but not much mandatory, I would say in every game. If it is spotlight, no, I don't think it's not required. Recruiting instruction. We can give, we wanted to post it in externally, or let's do it post internally and externally. It's just simply for our sake. And recruiting start will give today's date and high date will give a month. We'll go to next step. Job posting title. We'll give a Workday recruitment. Workday function consistently. We'll maintain a pool here and we can send the candidate right. I think like that. Workday function consistently. And you might be wondering, how do I know whether it's evergreen or standard requisition? Normal requisition. I'll show you that. Don't worry. As if now. Job profile I will take. See Workday functional. I'm taking. And for your information, when we created standard requisition on Friday, we used the same job profile, right? The two things which I said. One is common job profile should be linked between this and that, right? We are able to match 1 point. One more is there. That I'll get. Got. I'll get this. I'll get it. I'll get to you. I'll get a couple of questions. I'll get one more. I'll get the of course. Worship that we reopen. Thanks, Wang. That will give and its subtype. Rec time. Food. Full time. Location will give about bandwidth. Link to job requisitions. We will see whether we will take the option, because there it should be linked. However, I will try. We got it right. We are linking. Two things. One is linking Shakatula. Second thing is job profile should be common. If if you are not doing these two things, then probably it would not work. The one which I said will not be applicable again. In our organization, what we used to do is we used to start by creating a job requisition, and the first one it asks is a copy from existing Evergreen requisition. We used to give that requisition number over there and we used to link it. That's great. Required skills. I just skipped. No Shekyatullah. No issues, right? Few things. That's all fine. For center department, it is taking. Probably we might get a single error here. Usually it happens. I will go with anything you want to primary prepare. You just think your guidance, right, will help you. And also find your maybe executed a short with a long or BP executed review of creative in the future. I'm just simply approving it without. Please, please. My question is, suppose if you want to view the business process for this, you would use VP, or what would the task be? New business process definition for Evergreen. Like you want to see the business first, right? BP colon, whatever you want that BP you can check. Now we have created. Now we have created the Evergreen requisition. To check the business process, for this you can give VP colon Evergreen requisition. We have to give our company name also because see in real time what happens. There will be one only Evergreen. But here in this what happens? You see just a moment, I'll show you. VP work. A lot of Evergreen on that. I want my company. We'll go to here and I'll just approve it without checking anything. See, it's asking for request repetition step. Simply, I'm just hoping. Compensation. Here, I think we might get an error. Last time we got it right. You need to give the salary. Correct. Right. That's its success. Actually, reassign should not come actually. But our success event submitted. It's a success. No issues on that. Go and check if there is anything. And Shakuntala, are you able to see? The one which created the 1510 Workday function consent and Evergreen. Evergreen. You see? Top one which is showing Workday recruitment. But however, it is Evergreen. You see? Just a little bit. You can see link it to job recognition. That would be a recruitment consultant. Correct. Correct. Great, great. We are able to catch the thing. You can relate what I did. This is what it happened. Again, you want to move a candidate. I'll show you again. But we'll do one thing. We'll go. It is job requisition. I think before we need to create the task for the BP, try to create the BP. Because if I want to edit any job requisition, then it should be like I would say. Like before. I need to create a business process for that. What I would do is, what is the step we need to create for BP? I mean the business process. You know, right? You go to business process and then you create a copy link definition. If you want to make any changes, you have to go to the company and you have to make the changes. Because this is the superg, right? Change job requisition. We'll see whether the beat is set. Job requisition change. Any? We are doing changes only for job requisition, not for everything. We have done everything correctly. Job requisition. Why we have to do any changes, you know? We have to link our everything. We didn't link right. If that is not applied, then our formula will not work. What I said, that concept will not work. Hence, we are just designing the BP now to execute the things. I want to copy. What I'll do is, probably, we have already linked the evergreen to the normal job requisition, right? But in standard job requisition, we didn't link right. Evergreen requisition. As I said, the concept will apply right. Like one evergreen job requisition is going to multiple normal job requisition. But one normal job requisition will be linked to a single evergreen requisition. Evergreen. Now we are linking this job requisition. We are linking whatever we created that evergreen requisition that we will create in the standard requisition. Like what a recruitment concept is. I'm going to edit that. To edit that, I need to design the BP. Else it will not work. You cannot go directly and edit the job requisition. That BP will not trigger actually. In real time, it will trigger. But in this standard, we have to design the BP. Else again, it will go to reassign steps and all. Because a lot of people they are using right. We are just designing our own BP. We are setting our own BP. Job requisition change. See here. Job requisition for this. I'm just copying this from that. Can I ask you a quick question? Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Will this BP trigger correctly? What do you feel? Or no? If yes. If no, it should trigger because the actions say it should trigger, but we don't know whether these security groups are correct or not. It might, I'm not denying, but however, this tenant they created HR is also. There is no recruiter in that security group. That is the reason, we are creating our own security group like SKMS HR partner, compensation partner, and SKMS recruiter and SKMS manager. These 4 security groups we created, right? It probably we will attach here. It's better write separate if BP is not triggering again. We need to go to business policy, business process policy, edit all those things why we need to do. It's better. We can design the business. We'll see whether in this I can execute our own. Else we have to go to the BP policy. SKMs. No, right, there is no security group for our SKMs. What I'm going to do is you'll add the security group. Now, correct. Can you please guide me the steps? I'll guide you if not. No, already we created right. Already, we created simple. It's pretty simple. Create security group. Create security group. Wait, because there is some problem in the time. Just let me show you the. We'll go to the stop requisition. We are just going to see. You can go two ways, Shekontala. One is directly. You can put I would say business process security policies for functional area. What is the business process change job we have to select? And there you can do the access, edit the permissions. But however, I'm not going to do that. I'll show you one more way. Also business process policy, VP policy. I'll go to this review, edit job recognition. The step should trigger for this review, edit job recognition. Where is the review edit job recognition? This is the step. This is the step. We are going to include our job. Second details one is schemes. I will give access to compensation part. Not required, I think. Recruiter, chair, partner. Maybe sometimes that's it. I hope that's it. Manager, now let's go for this. That's it. Two groups. I give it is required. Manager, we can give, but however, I'm thinking you can give it to manager also. That's Vishnu, can you scroll a bit up? I would like to see the business process for this. The name of no same job requisition chain. See Shekontala, I'll show you see. I'll click on. Just I'll show you once again. I'll show you no issues. I'm trying to understand the steps involved. You see, this is edit, job requisition chain. Directly, you go to this. You go to business process, business policy. Yes, you will click on edit. Once you click on edit, you will get this page. But however, you see here what is the step actually. Review edit job requisition. I'm going to review edit job requisition. It is edit job requisition, right? This is, I don't want to add the security group here. I'm adding review edit job requisition in this group. I'm going to add the security and I'll click on. And what is the step next? We need to give activate pending. Because if you are not giving this, then probably that security, it may not work. As you know, very, very important, you do everything, you forget, then probably that security may not populate that group. Once you add the security group, it is always important to activate the pending security, else it will not. Yes, it will not on 100%. If you forget this, then probably whatever you do not understand, how you have done efforts will go in a way. You will not understand how. See here job requisition confirm activate. That's it. It will be activated in couple of seconds. Once this step is triggered, then we can go to this. See here again, I want to edit my DP in this process. Edit definition. You do the same sequence, what I explained to you, Shekontala. You do it this way. I have been everything. You do it once. You practice now. After that, it's not required. You know, you can. Tomorrow's exercise will be like, I will give you create 4-5 job requisitions. You sit for another 2-3-4 hours and do this. You'll be habituated. then you might feel much more comfortable than last one. I'll do that. I'll create the evergreen, as you said. I will also create the confidential job requisition. See, Shakuntala, we got all the security. I'm just removing this. I don't want this actually, because I'm not sure whether these groups will work or not. Just a question mark, since we will populate our security group, we'll do all the security groups recruiter or something maybe. Thank you all of those. No issues, anyone can take action. See that error went up. Just now it was showing red mark. Oh, again it's there. This definition is making sub-process conflict in the template. Please order the same course. When it throws the error. You know we have to fix that. Actually, I can put, I think that step should come. I think as a third step, I guess select one. It will be some browse action. Got. Let's see whether we'll get some security groups, else we have to go and fix this. Oh, we got it. We'll see whether the error will prove again either. Let's go and see. Some steps are out of order. Step G3 action rule must occur after the completion step. Do we need to define all the steps here? Not everything. A few things. Once again, we'll see. The step C action rule must occur after the completion step part. Then what we'll do is, you'll just make this error. No, null will make this business process step as completion, step set as completion. Then we can fix this error. See, when you get this kind of error, you have to fix it, else business process will not work. See, error has gone right. Right? We are able to fix this. See, once you created completion step, see here, this is completion step. After that, next step is coming as a center. We have fixed that. If that does not throw an error, you need not complete the step. Only if it throws an error, you are supposed to complete the step. Absolutely correct, because it will show. I actually, tomorrow what I want to do is, I'll try to gather that step because I forget and business process says something. But I'll come back to you tomorrow. I'll show you for each and every business process, what are the steps should come in front. Like for example, as a role, should come on the top or it should come on the down. It will show actually, those are things. I'll explain you for 5 to 10 minutes. Probably it might be very useful in the project. Actually, I'll do that also. Vishnu, you said we would be setting up the business process for the sub-stages like review, assessment, interview. Are we? You have to say that till now we didn't complete like external career side, internal career side, agencies all like. Tomorrow I'll try to start external career side again. Internal period. Few things are there after that agencies we have to see. After that, I'm going to design job application, dynamic business process. After that, we are going to design the sub-stages. Everything we will do sequentially, I will explain. And those business processes, a job updated dynamic process, it will be quite tough, but I'll explain easily how you need to, figure it out and how you need to fix those errors. I'm telling you, you will learn some new things seriously when you are designing that video. I'll explain it sure. However, if I want to explain also, I need to fix here the tenant also. It might take time for me maybe. If I want to tell you the session tomorrow, then I need to fix this today itself because the security groups will not populate then when I'm like, again, we need to. It will take time for 1 hour for to fix the thing. Your time, my time, everything will be yesterday. Right? Just wanted to make sure those things. I'll try to fix it off in case. If I get any Saturday Sunday time, I'll fix it those things. Job requisition change we are executed. No, we design the business process because we want to edit the job requisition straight away. We cannot go and edit. We design the process. See, I think today started the session. We just designed the average in requisition BP. After that, we were able to create the average in requisition for functional concentrate working. And we linked the our standard requisition over there. And we had selected common job profile over there. Because that is what we discussed and we have to apply all those things. Then only everything will be certified. Edit job requisition. I want to edit my job requisition. Which job requisition? It will ask. I want to edit my email and it is. This is the one recruitment job in. There's something in. Not here, not here. Probably, I think, see, it is linked. Right? It is linked. Just want to check. It's linked only. I was just thinking we have to go and do the things. However, it is linked. You already done that, right? I was just thinking whether it will execute or not. I haven't questioned, but it's been a long time. Hence, I just wanted to. Anyway, however, it's good only. We don't need to execute. Maybe we can check that job. At least it's there, Shakyatala. We'll just skip this thing. We'll just go back. It's better skip this thing. Now just a minute. We can move candidates between Evergreen and job recognition. See, you can move candidates between Evergreen and job recognition using the More menu on the Candidates tab of the recognition. I'll show you that 3 dots will be there, Shakyatala. When we go to the job recognition, I don't think. In our job recognition, it will be there because we don't have any candidates. I have done that in my current organization. I'm aware of it. We used to move the candidates from one job requisition to the other, from Evergreen to the other, normal standard job requisitions. Currently you are working. You can't move a candidate between requisitions if the requisition is closed or frozen. For example, if the requisition is closed or sometimes it's frozen, right? For a period of time. That time you cannot move any candidate. Even the candidate is suppose if the candidate declines or candidate is getting rejected in the subs pages, right? That time also you cannot move that candidate. And right, I'll show you. I want to ask you a question. If the candidate has to come to this job requisition, what needs to be done? You need to transfer him. I'll tell you. See, candidate will go to the external career side. I mean, a prospect will be there, right? A prospect will see the job opening in the external career side. Then he'll apply in the external career side. He will become an active candidate once he applies to the job requisition. He will become an active candidate to that, and his job application will be in the review station. Am I right? Like that, the process will start, right? Based upon his performance, we can just decline the candidate or we can move further forward. I would say. That's what we do actually. But however, we didn't create external career side, right? We'll see. Ever clean of the position. Are we creating the external site now? Take time, Shekutola. If I have to create that, I think I'm planning to take 2 or 3 sessions for this because I want to post slowly. You need to understand everything. Then you do it for the first. Once I explain the sequence, I'm sure you'll be able to do it in Monday. But I really post slowly while you're doing everything. Because till the job application sub stages will go slow on you for the day. Then only whatever we are done, everything will be on the, on sequential way it will happen. That is what I also gained that knowledge by myself, exploring. Job requisition. Maybe we can give you SP. Please. See, we'll go to our Evergreen Job Requisitions. See, we didn't post anything. We'll see. Because I don't want to post. We can post directly. I can use that URL also. This is the once we post that URL will be generated here. Then the candidate will apply the external character. That is one way of applying. Do you know how the candidate can come into this job requisition? Any? I'll tell you. There is one more process. This might be an interview question. How a candidate can apply for the job requisition. Sometimes what happens, you'll work as a recruiter. Let's say you have one candidate. You are unable to. That candidate was unable to apply through external career site. In behalf of the candidate, you will take up that responsibility as a recruiter and you will make that candidate. You will take that job application and you will apply. For that, there is a step, create job application. This is very important. One more is that I'll try to gather in part of the pattern. This is the second step, create job application. We'll create job application. Candidate. This is really important. I want. I too. I want. Can we make this Salia blank? This is in the tenant. We'll make Salia blank. Candidate 1001. I'm just sending this candidate. Lassos. How you got maybe social help. Here's book, LinkedIn, something. Company, already it is taken. Depart again. Then probably it's easy. We'll use this actually. See here. All these details we are given. I'm just clicking on this. These are like basic details on the company title, location, start, when started. You're just feeding in the information based out of the resume. Not really. Actually, a candidate has applied already. Job application was there actually in the system. I'm just taking defaulted. I didn't create a new one because it takes time to fill up everything. Hence, I'm taking that candidate. Because at the end, we want to move the candidate. That's what our intention is all about. Anyway, in the real time, everything will be explained. Once we create a job application, all those things. However, that is different. However, we have created the job application. We'll see whether the candidate is there or not. We will see if we can put the candidate in the previous video. There is one active candidate. He is in the review stage. Fishaguna. The candidate is in the review stage. You can move him forward or decline. We can move him forward. I'm not moving forward. That is different. But, however, once that, let's assume that he's in the upper stage. We can move to LinkedIn job recognition or we can move to another job recognition. We'll get this option. We'll do one thing. We'll try to move whether it will work or not. In this tenant, there are some errors we'll get. Let's say next step, it should come actually review assessment. Directly, we'll send him to interview stage. Because the problem will be job application should be designed right. The BP, if it is not designed correctly, what happens? Again, problem will come. That is the reason for everything. Once we design and see, then our process will work. However it is going. Maybe it's taking deeper definition. I don't know. Let's see again. We are able to move. To the offer stage. It should not go actually. It has to go to the offer stage because that is what you know. See how we can debug these, all the things you know, may be possible steps. This job of the business process is not right. Ideally, you can in real time. You will not get any step over that. For example, you want to move forward. You will not get more than offer. Conversant. No issues on that. Whatever I explain, that is absolutely up to the point. We can just send the candidate to see. You can add to some tools also. There might be some kind of tools which you do there where you can or move to link or concept is going to link the job. See here, move to link job requisition. But the recruitment concept is we are just moving it. It's moved. Now we don't have any kind of C0. Again, we are going to check whether it's moved or not. Go the recruitment concept. C1. That's the concept. If we have to get an error, what happens if we do? If we are not linking the rights of requisition or you are not selecting a common job profile between these normal and average, this will not work. You will get there. And I will give you one small scenario, like real time, but a small only. Probably once we create job application, then I will give you all those things. At a short, I will give you 7 scenarios. Small, very easily. You can design actually. And bit tough one, complicated one, maybe like 29th or 30th, something I will give. Because once we cross these sub-stages, I can give everything. When I give, then it will not work. We have to design everything. I have a question, Vishnu. Suppose at the recruit, it would be the recruiter's responsibility to create the job application, or they would raise a request and we would get. We would get it and then we would do it on behalf of it. Actually, no, this is like for the entire tenant job application, that is implementation phase, right? Implementation, what are the sub-stages C? For example, job application. Hold the sub-stages C, for example, job application. This concept you understood, right? Great, great. AP job application. You're saying that this would be set up at the implementation stage. Absolute. Very, very important. I love this. See, we have to edit the dynamic definition. 3 things very important here, especially. Here HR should not come actually. The second thing is that's what I say here. Recruiter will be doing this review of HR, will never do it. However, see this, these are possible substages. See job application, dynamic business processes. They don't have any sequence. See, a candidate might be in the interview stage. Again, you can send back to phone screening. Again, you can move the candidate to reference check. We can customize accordingly. The steps has to be designed right. What are, for example, if it is a phone screen, I have to step possible steps as assessment interview. See, here I am designing this offer. Yes, we cannot see. We can only move the candidate to either interview, either reference check, either offer, either background check. From here on, you cannot move the candidate to directly. Background check. No background check. It is there. We can move. See, that is what are the steps has to be designed here. Everything will. Client will tell you what are the steps you have to design here in this phone screening, possible next stages. Possible. For example, candidate. This will happen only through candidate performance, right? Here, client will tell you what are the possible steps you need to design. Whatever you are designing, that steps only you will get here. Let's say you got an option, right? Move the candidate. What is just now? You got the there. You will only get whatever you are designing. That I will explain you, Shetintala. Now you will give thank you. I don't want to give more inputs. Don't worry. I get positive explanations. What is the difference between a normal business process and a dynamic business process? Excellent question. Excellent. Because this is an interview question. Multiple times I go to this question. The normal business processes, there will be a sequence. Like let's say business process. See, A, B, C, it will go sequentially, right? Am I right? This is what we do. But in this business process, there is no sequence for this. The more you can customize according to the customers are like, you can move the candidate from review to interview to assessment, or sometimes again interview to employment agreement or background check. Again, you can send back the candidate offer letter for renegotiation also, for example. Sometimes you might that may be a background check which is running, but however, candidate is not happy with his offer. He just wanted to decline. The recruiter might be speaking with the internet. We will just reissue the offer letter. It will go to the offer stage for renegotiation of offer. We are customizing it right. Here we would have to present that. It will go to this step. Again, it will come. We can go. There is no sequence as such. That is the reason this is known as job application dynamic business process. That's the difference that comes. Vishnu, I had a question there. Like you said, for the BP steps, the normal BP steps, what you said, it will go in a sequential order and the dynamic will. There is no sequence as such. Is it like in a normal business process step, if at all? If one step is kind of failing, it will not proceed further because hello. Correct. I'm listening. Correct. If one step gets failed or stuck, you will not be able to proceed further. But if you want to move back from, let's say, the status of the requisition or the candidate is in step E, and if you want to move back to step C, you need to go back to step D and step C. That's how it's configured. This is normal standard business process. This process will trigger only according to the sequence. A will trigger, B will trigger, after that C, after that T, after that T, after that F, it will not come back. But, however, here you can come back right. There is a sequence. You can customize this explanation, everything. I'll give you a detail and I'm going to explain what are the possible steps will come. We're going to take much time in this because it's very, very, very important. I will explain these possible steps we can design and few other things. How to populate the designing of normal business process security groups will be different. And here designing will be quite complicated, but I'll explain in a very easy way. No issues on them. Sure, Vishnu. Now, if possible dispositions, also we have to, configure those implementation client to determine for each and every step. We need to go down and we can possible dispositions. We can select what are the dispositions you want. Again, client will tell all those things. We will design everything. Still a lot of time is there. If I tell each and everything right now, it will be confused. Tomorrow we're going to talk about external career sites. After finishing of external career site internal agencies, then probably we'll come to this. Designing of job application. After that substages. That time we'll discuss. Because now I tell you, you'll be confused. That is the reason we'll go ahead. Thank you very much. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.